Hello. So my name is Costiliano. I will tell how we conceived the module 7 of our training course. It has been done by our university. I'm coordinating this group, but the module owners are University Spiru Haret and the IT school, Mario and Veronica, yes. And we consulted with them. So I will tell on behalf of the team. So we have in this learning objectives of these modules are related to how to make a proper understanding about artificial intelligence, connecting the artificial intelligence with creativity, innovation, and inventions. So these are some of the tasks we have to follow based on our discussions or group discussions related to artificial intelligence and innovation. So how to master your own creativity environment, how to learn to project idea and how to cooperate, how to move from steps to step towards innovation from creativity, how to develop skills for conducting experiments, entrepreneurial development, business-oriented or education, innovation ecosystems, how to make strategic alliances in order to do this activity, how to introduce the digital transformation topics into the mainstream of artificial intelligence. So we had some background material. So I will start by some introductory remarks. And I will tell you a story. This is my story. One professor a long time ago, a professor of economics, told me, because I liked in the college to become an economist and to go to the Academy of Economics in Bucharest. And he told me, if you want to get more complexity, please take first the basics. So that was to take the basics, to take the manual, which was introduced in the college. So this is the basic. So, for example, if you don't, some are economists, you know opportunity costs. This is a main theme in the theory of economics. How to deal with opportunity costs. So in the manual, opportunity costs were very much a simplistic way, not simplistic, maybe simple way, explain that opportunity costs are, you have to compare the decision of buying something, if you go to a supermarket, in compare with the value in terms of costs of the other option you are renouncing to, you are giving up. So that's how to measure your opportunity cost. So in the manual of economics at the college, opportunity cost was example was very simple as a consumer. How can I get, if I want to buy a chocolate, and how much it will cost me the chocolate in terms of two ice creams. That's the simple way to look at it. Of course, when I entered the academic environment, then I discovered that opportunity costs are more complex, because once you are in opportunity costs, you judge. This economic judgment goes only if you are alone on the market. But if you are together with others in the market, you have to be trained about the game theory and other complexity. So when I prepared this presentation, I was thinking very carefully what I will have to present in terms of a college manual, not in terms of academic research. So therefore, because that will be very important for the class. So And another thing I want to tell from the beginning is that artificial intelligence and machine learning cannot replace you, but can help you to innovate. So that's also an important message you should send to, I think, we should send to the students, that you are not replaceable, and we'll explain why you are not replaceable. And the one thing coming to my mind about why you are not alone, why you are not replaceable. So you gave the example, very nice example with the intelligent supermarket. Intelligent supermarket, it's okay. You can make in terms of opportunity costs. You say to compare, the market will tell you how much chocolate I can buy renouncing to ice cream. And it will give you a lot of information, and more that you'll have to stay one day to discover this information. But what you cannot discover, and what artificial intelligence cannot tell you, is how you will compare which is the terms of comparison. Should I compare the chocolate with a book? Should I compare the chocolate with another chocolate made in Bulgaria or in Emirates? Should I compare it with a wine? Should I compare it with a juice or with a milk? So that's a judgment which cannot be replaced by artificial intelligence. So this is a mainstream. Of course, there are some people which are saying, yes, in the future we'll be like this, but we don't have to, let's say, over inform the students with too many things which may happen. So we have to take, let's say, a note of what to teach, as we know from the mainstream of research right now. And right now, artificial intelligence cannot help you to innovate. So here,
what if they tell you what it doesn't exist?
What if they tell you?
If artificial intelligence tells me that my idea that I put doesn't exist anywhere, then it helps me to innovate.
The idea of doesn't exist anywhere.
Let's say I have an idea, but I'm not sure if it's done already. The artificial intelligence can tell me that your idea does not appear anywhere.
Yes,
then it helps me.
Yes, that's it. That's exactly what we have to teach. Where I will explain. So that it helps you to do the screening of ideas. Yes. So artificial intelligence, Mohit Joshi is a chairman of a big company. He is a member of this Davos summit. Artificial intelligence is useless in two significant ways. It has no creativity and no capacity for compassion or love. Rather, it's a tool to amplify human creativity. So his solution, those with jobs that involve repetitive or routine tasks must learn new skills so as not to be left by the wayside. So another nice quote, it's related to Narstedt, a computer science professor. He said, one of the absolute prerequisites of artificial intelligence to be successful in many areas is that we invest tremendously in education to retain people for new jobs. Now, so I was thinking that it's worth to explain to the students artificial intelligence in our life, in our future life, to make them imagine how artificial intelligence works as a consumers in supermarkets, but also in geopolitics, in terms of power challenges, in research, in climate change mitigation, health of the earth, in our health, or as innovators and entrepreneurs in the business. This is a subject I will develop more. So now I think that first thing to do is to give the right definitions. Also, innovation, creativity, and other things as artificial intelligence are in many ways defined. So we have to give to the children a definition which is more recognized and is not challenged by the others too much. So sometimes when I'm going to teach the students about innovation, I give a innovation definition which is accepted by the European Union or by the Oslo Manual of Innovation. So I have to be very careful what are the definitions. Now it's, let's say, are some definition, I would say that in the introductory part, it's not, perhaps you can change it. It's not clear now that if this is accepted definition, but most of the definition of innovations are pointing out to novelty or bringing something new or improvement from a Greek word derived or improvement of something mostly recognizable by the consumers in the market. So innovation often takes place through the development of value-added products, processes, services, technologies, artworks, or business models. So that's innovation is related to something which is coming from invention. So there is an innovator, a person or organization that has to have entrepreneurial skills.
If nobody wants to invest in innovation or buy it, then it's not that.
Yes. An invention is a unique, novel mechanism, method, composition, or process. The invention process is a process within an overall engineering of a product. It's more technical. Innovation is a technical process. It's not something which is already marketable. So an inventor may not be an innovator. So somebody invented something and somebody is putting into to practice. So Mark Twain was a famous writer and inventor, and somebody called him, put him a device on his desk and said, "Look, I will call you with this device. This is my invention, my invention." It was named Bell, and this bell told to Mark Twain, "Look, I'm 100 kilometers from here. I can speak with you, but I need some money. You have money. I need some money to put the money into my invention." And Mark Twain said, "No, I don't believe in your invention." Finally, it has been shown that that was a very good invention, the telephone. So creativity, on the other hand, involves production of novel, useful products based on more on individual talent. So when we speak about creativity, we speak more about individual talents. So innovation is more than a new idea or an invention. An innovation requires implementation either by being put into active use or by being made available for use by the others. So now when we speak about this in front of the students, maybe we say, imagine artificial intelligence solutions able to manage environment for a certain purpose, personal, social ecosystem, and try to make more in-depth research case. So that incentivize the students to think creative.
Right, I just remember another invention. You know how the recording tape was invented?
No.
The person who invented it, he was still alive in the 80s when I was in Chicago. He was a professor at IIT. And the real story is that when he was a student in the 60s, his classmate was singing opera. But and he thought that he was very good. But he said to him, it's lousy, it's not good, your singing. He didn't accept, he didn't believe it. So he invented the recording tape to record him and play it back to him so he can hear himself. Because you couldn't hear yourself.
Yes.
So that's how the recording tape was invented.
Yes, based on creative mind.
Yeah. And he was in it.
Yes, yes. So now
some ladies here are very young, maybe they haven't seen the recording.
Yes, I don't know what it is.
Yes. So after some definitions, I will just show to the class what is creativity, innovation, and invention in this blue ocean of what ifs. So this is ideation. It only happens in the minds, in our minds. So what if it's different from induction or different from deduction? So it's after Aristotle, which discovered induction and generalizing and particularizing. It was only Peirce, after many hundreds of years, discovered that there is also abduction, which is the power of what if. What if means, what if we will discover something? What if? So computer cannot answer that question. It's only humans that can answer that question. So you are on the driving seat. So for example, then after, of course, giving such examples from my colleagues, maybe I can also say that as tracing through examples, the artificial intelligence as a creative mind, new ideas in creating an application, game, screening, ideas, robots. This is the first layer. Second layer, as an inventor. So as a creator, you can put ideas in front of the students, create ideas, but they should understand that as an inventor, you have to prototype a game or solution. You have to develop an algorithm. So that's another level. That's a level of invention. And the second level of inventor, as an innovator, I can use to test possible consumers for game algorithm solutions. So I become an entrepreneur. When I take this task, I become an entrepreneur, because then the students, they will have all the, let's say, playing field of choices for their future activities. So here it's another way to look into how ideas are transformed into invention, and which are where creativity is coming into the scene. In every part of this process, creativity is part of the scene, but still ours. And I just want to stress about that. Still ours, still yours, my dear students, or of everybody, humans. Empathy, creativity, judgment, planning, and even physical skills are not cannot be done by computers or machine learning. Even robots, they cannot have the physical skills to go to the Olympics, for example. So again, as a practical example, so I should tell them this pathway of thinking. Follow the pathway of a new game using artificial intelligence. So first of all, you have to envision what to do, what exists through Googling data collection. You have to see if your idea is somewhere already done by somebody else. So you can use artificial intelligence in that way. Then in second option, imagine a new game and make a prototype of the computer. So that is another additional activity of a student. Validate you are unique based on tests and data interpretation. And last but not least, test possible clients' readiness to buy. So all this journey can be done even like in junior achievements activities can be done by students, by college students. So that was the first part of the module. The second part of the module, it's basic roadmap conducting applied research in artificial intelligence, from creative minds to inventions and business application. So which is the road? So here I will simply say that main pathways to artificial intelligence driven innovation are two, only two. So general management of innovation based on artificial intelligence, which is already a mainstream. Gartner, it's like a lighthouse of what is going on in artificial intelligence in the world. And they are saying that all these management techniques will be heavily based on artificial intelligence. So this is the one coin of the innovation. You can use innovation, you can use artificial intelligence in predictive models of businesses, in organizational work, in taking out accountants from your business because they are repeatable. You have the soft robots which will take these jobs, and you take out the consult. You take out. This is the general management innovation in artificial intelligence. But the other part of the coin is a specific innovation solution approach as an innovation in the technical and computation field itself. So that means you increase the computation power, you improve the algorithm, you combine algorithms which are inductive, which are deductive algorithms. So there are different algorithms, and you can connect them with the computer power. And Marius, I think he knows better how to do it. But what I want to take from the students is what I may be myself as a student, what you can be. A new algorithm and computation technique developer is the second part, or enlightened business or organizational transformer using IE. This is a second role. So you have to choose your roles in life. So once you want, if you are more, let's say, a person which is inclined not to communicate and you are focused on mathematics and computer science, you can follow the first part. But if you want to use artificial intelligence for the business sake, you can use the second part. But you have to have the choices, the options. So one thing also can be, let's say, in a way to be explained in a simple manner, it's this scheme. This has been developed by Oslo Manual of Innovation. So any technological readiness level has these steps. So you move from basic principles observed, you move a technological concept formulated, experimental proofs, technological validation in labs, technological validation in relevant environment, technological demonstrative relevant environment. That is part one, is technical, that was its validation, and then it's the market. You move it to the market. System prototyping, system complete and qualified, actual system proven in operational environment. Any algorithm which is developed by computer scientists has to follow this technology. So it's a clear, how to say, map road for the students to understand that if they want to choose a technological pathway, they have to do this in order to innovate. Some of them, they are stopping here, some of them, they are stopping there, some of them, they are stopping here. So depends on the readiness. But they have to understand also that there is a non-technological approach of innovation. So you can use technology as in the second example, you can use the innovation in organizations. You can use artificial intelligence in your organization. And that also is non-technological, but the same powerful. New or significant amended forms of organization, business structures or practices aimed to reducing costs, improving internal efficiency or effectiveness, marketing innovation, or any businesses, big businesses now, they are heavily involved in innovation, in marketing innovation using algorithm. So you have to imagine, finally, as a student, imagine a non-technological innovation in artificial intelligence solution. How to apply an algorithm already developed in another field and to move it to another example. How to apply it. So you have an algorithm, I don't know, in computer science for blockchain, and how to apply this new technology in another field, in agriculture, not in this currency business, in financial system. So movement of an algorithm from one use case to another, it's another innovative way to do it. So you have to handle with artificial intelligence in many ways.
Interruption? We just had a multi-million idea.
What?
Just had a multi-million invention idea.
Yes.
But we just realized that we are second.
We are second.
We came up with the idea that the cars should have a flexible position of the steering. If I wanted to go to the left, I can press a button, put it on the right, depending on which country I'm going. Why not? Actually, in the future with artificial intelligence, since the cars are protected so much, we have seen videos already yesterday. The steering wheel could be in the middle, because it doesn't matter. But we thought it's a good idea, but then I used Google. In Mercedes, you can order an S-Class Mercedes where you can move the steering from left to the right, from the right to the left, in 1 minute. And the first piloting was started with the trucks, because the trucks is very sensitive where you are sitting when you turn. So it was in 1 minute you move the steering from left to right. So
Yes.
it's on the book.
Yes.
And we thought it was a multi-million.
Yes. This is called the technological radar, and the technological radar. And the technological brokers, they have to inform you. And I will explain in the third part what can the students can learn from technological brokers, from people from the ecosystem, which can connect the colleges with this ecosystem in the early stages in order to understand if their right idea is not already in place and already registered as an IPR. So this is also a knowledge. Some of the knowledge is now moving to artificial intelligence, this radar, technological radars, and you can get more information. This is a good part of the story, but also there is another part of the
In
story.
1986, I gave an idea, I gave it to an engineer at IIT in Chicago, and I saw it a few years later in production.
Yes.
But the idea was in 1986, when you take a bath, the mirrors get the steam, right? How can you make the mirrors not making steam when you take a bath? This is an everyday problem for all of us, correct?
Yes.
Most of the houses do not have the solution, but some hotels they have it. What was the solution? Heated mirror. When you hit the mirror, it doesn't make a mist or foam, whatever. So that was the solution. It was easy, but it didn't exist. It's still most of our houses don't have hidden mirrors, so you don't get the.
Yes.
But in '86, I came up with this solution. I gave it to an engineer, professor at IIT, and after I didn't care. He said,
So,
"Why don't you register your
This reminds me about von Neumann, which is the father of the game theories, which was not his actually the Nobel Prize winner. Nash was based on the achievements of Neumann. He was very much Neumann was very much, how to say, free to give ideas to the world and not registering them. So in '86 you should go to the patent office of Cyprus to put the idea there.
Coordinator who gives out his proposal.
Sometimes it doesn't matter if you are first. There are many
Yes.
products, have applied.
So the first I will explain. The first is the first which is introducing in the market. So there are plenty of inventors, but only the ones which are striking a deal with
The entrepreneurs.
yes, entrepreneurs.
I
They're the ones who
give you another one story. We invented Facebook before Facebook, and we didn't know about it. In 2005, we created the European Digital Portfolio for educators. That digital portfolio was really Facebook. We didn't have the likes, but we had stars. Like if I like your portfolio, your picture, well, I put stars. So we had this created from 2002 to 2005. Later on in 2008, when we saw Facebook, we said, wait a minute, this looks like what we did, but we didn't make it.
Yes.
We were not entrepreneurs.
Yes, that's also in the European culture. It's different from the US culture. In US culture, you are registering all the ideas before any movement, any explanation, any communication. So they are more how to say, advanced in understanding their rights, and the Swiss, by the way. So there are some creativity techniques, how to build basic skills, encouraging acquisition, domain-specific knowledge, stimulating and rewarding curiosity and exploration, building motivation, encouraging confidence, focusing on mastery and self-competition, promoting supportable beliefs about creativity, providing opportunities for choice, developing self-management, teaching techniques and strategies for facilitating creative performance, providing balance. So we have to explore more about this, our group. We still, it's a working in progress. So in a way, how should I explain, how I explain also to the students when speaking about innovation, it involves looking at a familiar thing with a fresh eyes, out of the box, examining problems with an open mind, making connections, learning from mistakes, and using imagination to explore new possibilities. The need to develop shared language and understanding of creativity and its role across every aspect of learning. And also distinctions are made between creative learning and creative teaching. So these are two things which we'll have to address. One thing which is coming to my mind, we discussed about this in our group, it's related to this, when we address to the students with these, let's say, guidelines, we have to not to forget that between the students and the professors, there are also different students. Some are living in the rural areas, and some are living in the cities. So when we speak about students getting access to information about knowledge about artificial intelligence, we have to take care of a level of communication which is suitable for the ones which are, let's say, less advanced. So once it has been said that the army goes with the speed of the last soldier. So that means that we have to take care in some rural areas from Romania, for example, if you explain that nobody will understand, even a professor, they have to interact also with families related to artificial intelligence teaching. So the parents of the students, which are younger. So that also brings some complexity into the equation. So finally, when we speak about mindset examples of possible use cases in artificial intelligence, where it takes just an example of gamification, could be other examples. So creativity starts when identifying, facilitating AI tools for developing creative mindset to the students. Example, create a new game based on your skills using computational techniques. So that's a level of creativity. So maybe it's arguable, this is what we thought, but we can introduce new examples or validating this example. So invention is using artificial intelligence to transform idea into an invention and an IPR. So that's a core of developing an algorithm, for example, with the data science. So example, based on artificial intelligence, develop content and IPR control on the game. So that's job. And then, so you have to, using artificial intelligence to implement invention, to access to the markets. So here, what I have to see, how to transform it into a marketable product. So in all these activities, artificial intelligence can be used. So that's also the basic idea of this example. So examples of innovating in non-technological areas is in business practices, in new methods for distributing responsibility and decision-making among employees into organization. Imagine you can use artificial intelligence in the car industry when you are selling the cars on the market. And when selling the cars on the market, you have a lot of areas to control. The level of knowledge of the agents you are on the market, the level of transformation of the consumers. So all this can be inside the organization a subject of non-technological innovation. So now with the part 3, I will go through it in hope in time. So what is an ecosystem study case? Means that or any college, any student is part of an ecosystem. Everywhere in the world, there are colleges connected with universities, but not only with entrepreneurial ecosystems. So what will be new practices to learn, and how what will be as a practical tool for the students is to understand that they are not alone. They can use the power of the ecosystem in order to go further into this journey of artificial intelligence.
Sorry, what do you mean?
I will explain. So university, we are doing that in our case. I'm running a ecosystem of innovation in our university. We have this kind of interaction with the companies. So training the student minds in an entrepreneurial way, and we give examples of value of artificial intelligence adoption, successful businesses cases presented, also successful use of artificial intelligence in decision making, open the school to managers, bringing managers to the classroom. Even in this early stage, it's important. Competence and knowledge. So you can identify which are the competencies which the ecosystem in your country, in your region, are most valuable, because for a student that will give him motivation. So once you have, let's say, an environment which helps you to go for the blockchain applied technology in artificial intelligence, or cyber security combined with artificial intelligence in any other ways, you have this environment which is important for you. In other cases, you have Siemens surround you, or other companies, or different. So that will be important for them to know. Enhance entrepreneurial motivation is also an important issue for the students. So cluster environment, it's important to give the collaborative model for the students. So in this journey, they can be together. They can work with other partners. They can use models of learning to use networks, or able to initiate communities of practice, to transform tacit knowledge into a group knowledge. That means, I don't know if you heard about this community of practice. It's a kind of a network like we are. We are a community of practice, actually. Facilitate AI is a community of practice. What we are doing is to give our knowledge to everybody, to learn from your knowledge, to internalize your knowledge into my knowledge, and then to create something which is unique and new for. So communities of practice can be also, and are a powerful tool for artificial intelligence, new inventions and innovation.
I think that is the same as clusters.
Yes, because clusters are communities of practice. That's I put it together.
Ah, yeah, you have it there.
So knowledge about the digital transformation. So I will introduce the topic of digital transformation into as a one paragraph or one sentence about just to understand, to make the students understand that it's a new literacy. So learning about that, it's a new vocabulary. It's the new language. It's a common language of us in the future. So it's you have to recognize the topic and the role of artificial intelligence into this digital transformation, which is what is the digital transformation? It's a process where the human mankind is moving digital. Is moving to do everything more of the things in a digital area. So without the digital environment, it's a new environment. It's created by us. It's a new nature. So the new nature has to be understood, and if we put artificial intelligence into this environment, they will understand what is digital transformation. And using digital hubs to attract students for job orientation. So in European Union, there are a lot of digital hubs right now. Every region has a digital hub. So we have also in Bulgaria, in Romania, the interconnectivity between professors and the leaders of the digital hubs in every region will help professors to have access to knowledge, to examples in their region, and has a value for the student. And also connecting students with living labs initiatives. Living labs initiatives are places of co-creation, value co-creation. So it's a concept derived from community of practice. What you are doing there, it's just starting now. The living labs, the European Union is pumping a lot of funds into these living labs, and they will have digital living labs, other areas. So what you go there and create and co-create. So you make this what if in a constructive manner, in a structural manner, together with the others. So that's digital co-creation, living labs. It takes a lot of how to say situation where you can create this, and the college can be part of a living lab. So in Romania, we have a network of actually emerging living labs in the colleges, where students are connecting with the entrepreneurs to develop new skills, but also to invent, to create from ideas, to invent and to test, validate in the computer, to simulate.
Is it something similar to artists in residential program when we invite some people to stay
Yes, together. Yes.
in a place and
Yes.
discuss?
Yes,
Like
actually, Living Lab, it comes from Aalto University in Finland, where some professors, they attracted not only students from the university, but also from the colleges, put them in a place, nice place, eating together, joking together, putting different what ifs on the screen, like you presented, and then what is that sound? How you can use that sound? And the power of creation, that is co-creation. So it's a creative mood of a community which is belonging to not only professors and students, but also researchers, innovators, entrepreneurs. That's
this is for a specific time or for 2-3 months?
Specific time?
it's now the living labs tend to be institutionalized at the European Union level. So now we develop in Romania a living lab in guess what, in agroecology, which is different. It uses digital transformation skills and artificial intelligence, but it's focused on agriculture, because we have agriculture. It's a main activity in Romania, so it's a living lab in that area. So there are living labs in cyber security. There are living labs in manufacturing, in any other field, because manufacturing is moving very fast. Now with 3D, now we do not know how we will manufacture in the future. The living labs are sometimes, you remember that ideation. So it's a major place where people are floating ideas. Acum, something about IPR protection. I think it should be some sentences about IPR protection. Idea of the algorithm itself and data design and collection are protectable. They have to understand that this can be protected, so they can be
very complex.
yes.
Depends whether you're protected in your country, in Europe, in China.
So collective protection, it's something, individual protection is something you have to learn. So here the message is that you have to have some guidance from a digital hub, from a cluster, from people from your region, experienced people. So sometimes in these living labs, people with experience in protecting ideas are already there. So because in the early stages of ideation, you have to protect. So this is not a job of our students. They have to learn their, how to say, their liberties and capabilities. They have to learn that they can be creative and they can protect, not alone.
Imperial University College, whatever, I think they decided to stop applying for IPR because it costs too much. I mean, you may have 100 patents that you have to pay every year a fee, but only one of them will become an innovation. And then you lose a lot of money, more money than you make.
The machine results as a
problem with
work.
professors is that you rush to publish your research and then you cannot get published.
Yes.
You publish.
Some people they that, but this is also an example you can do that machine results as a work of art cannot be protected. So there are people which they or they created poetry based on the computer. They cannot be protected because there is a enforcement law which looks at the novelty of the work of art. So you can identify easily also with artificial intelligence if somebody is creating something on computer. And this is a very highly debatable area. So I won't enter into too much confusion for the class to explain that, but what I will tell to the students is that be careful that protection in sometimes you can benefit from some protection when your idea is moving from machine results and this kind of technical algorithm without linking them with data. They do not have too much value on the market. So it's you can let's say introduce random data, garbage in, garbage out. So it's not something which will give you some protection because the algorithm doesn't function into a real life to a use case. So that they should be understanding this situation. So as a practical example, imagine artificially.
You cannot look it somewhere.
Yes. Imagine artificial intelligence in music through this angle. So because here it's a story which may attract them. So imagine artificial intelligence in music. How you can develop this area. So they will go for it. So there are some examples of what can be patented. These are major examples of patented inventions based on artificial intelligence. The first 6 examples in the world. So you can give examples of how algorithms can be patented when they are used for a specific technical purposes, which can be demonstrated. Now, I think this is the end. So here I can see individual versus group teaching digital skills. So it was in the yesterday, it was about the discussion about what is more, how to say, fruitful for the students. Should I work in group or should we should we encourage students to work individually for artificial intelligence? All students can learn and succeed, but not in the same way and not in the same date. So that was, I think it's a nice quotation from William Spady, and I tried to extract some pros for the both situations. So the group learning condition yielded better grades than did the individual learning condition, with a mean difference of approximately 15% points. That was a paperwork based on some questionnaires among the students in the college in England. So it's better to work in groups. Yes, to some extent, yes, it creates competition. Of course, students will try to bring more ideas, to be more creative than the others, to give more successful examples and things like that. And competition will reward the class, and they will come to new knowledge. But on the other hand, individual work in online settings should not be considered loneliness. So the students should interact both with the instructor and with those preparing the lesson. You have a faster identification track of creative abilities when you are working individually with a student. Especially this happens when the student has some deep motivation for a certain narrow area. So you should go individually with him. And individual learning may be more in depth based on specific abilities and successful junior achievements. So that's also a balance between these two ways to teach. So that's all.
Maybe it's individual, but maybe the student has a Lexio.
So that's all from my side. Thank you very much.
We have a lot of questions.
Yes, and I'm listening.
The first one, of course, it is an excited presentation, this for me. I thought that, I think that this is a new subject in a new curriculum not for you, for student universities, but for the schools, because there is no such a thing, not related to AI, not the general idea of creation, invention, and innovation. There's no these things at the school. Of course, there are some of them at the history of science. There are some of them at the history in general. There are some of them at the informatics and the ethics and all these things, but not. There are a lot of things from one to some other point, but I think that,
I want to
yes.
just let me know that I let you know that in our University of Economic Science, Ispiru Haret, we have innovation management as a
subject.
Yes, a subject, yes, as a training course, approved by accredited training course. We are teaching, and students are receiving a bachelor degree in innovation management.
Yes, this is very nice, but I don't. I think it is difficult. No, it's not difficult. This is a very nice idea. How we can download this to the secondary, not primary education is impossible, I think, but to secondary education. What do you think?
I think what I explained is more extended. So what I explained maybe is a subject discussed with the professors in the colleges. It's not subject to be taught in the classroom.
Yes.
So better based on their understanding, and of course maybe I can say that all what we have discussed, we have to go a little bit down with a level of explaining to the we went rather more on more, let's say,
On
academic
the
side.
cloud, on the cloud.
Yes, we have to go a little bit down. So that's why I learned from when I started explaining what I learned from my previous experience when I was young about the professor of economics. He said, what I'm teaching you in the college, it's only few things. You learn this, and if you want to follow this pathway, you go. And when I had meditation, because I had meditation with a professor because I was trying to reach the best university and the best training course. So it was a high competition, and my mother and my father, they said, look, I will pay you a professor to meditate you to exceed that university. And I went to him and he said, look, this is a manual for the college, and I will explain you what is behind every phrase. So that's how to reach the level of simplicity, simplified, in order to be reachable for the audience. It's a question, yes.
I think one way to do this is to have some nice cases, like Twain and the bell.
Yes, yes.
But to have a lot of examples.
Yes.
I don't have examples there in your presentation. I think it would be nice.
I gave some
Yes,
incipient
yes,
examples, but
yes,
not.
Yes, but I think for any of your slides, you must have an example easy to understandable from 15
You are
year
right, yes. I agree.
children. I think this was very nice. I think very nice things. All of the presentations are nice. Can we share this presentation? Can we
They
upload?
are on Google Drive.
Yes, of course, not on the, we are going
No,
to
they're
put
going to
them
be- they're
Like
going-
a website.
at the website. There are all
They're
the
going to be
presentations.
structured already, I think we already have.
What I did during, so I was inspired by the others. So my presentation has been improved also in the night because
Yeah. You
So-
went to
so
casino.
this is
You
a new
went to
one. This is a new
casino.
This is a new one.
Okay, good one. But no, something about information,
There, where
explanation.
the casino, I went just to see how artificial intelligence works. Anyhow, I don't know how much, I don't see that in a manual, I don't know how many pages it will have a manual with our work. But we put a lot of papers into what we transmitted. So I took a lot of things out, X-formation. I took a lot of things out, so I tried to go to the essential. And perhaps you're right, we have to give some power example, but it should not be too much, how to say, to be essentialized.
And the other thing for me, I would like to have in your presentations the links for the, if there exist the links with the diagram. This diagram with the 9 steps is.
It's a famous one, right?
I don't
It's
know,
available
I don't
on the
know,
internet.
sorry, I don't know this, so it would be nice to have it.
Yeah, I'll give you.
Okay, so, sorry, I think it's very nice for me. I have an approach. Each document